Hello! You probably already know the drill by now, but we're at 2,000 subscribers. So that means another Q&A. Firstly, of course, thank you. I don't have much else to say besides thank you. This started out as being more of just a hobby. I think I would barely do it all, but now it's something that I try to work on almost daily, and it's been a ton of fun, and I can't wait to keep going until 3,000, 4,000. You know, we'll see how far we make it. But I'm not here to waste your time. Let's get to what you came here for, the Q&A. We've got a ton of questions, so some of these I may speed through a bit, but let's get started. What is your favorite hat from the Alpha Assortment Crate besides the Grease Worker? Well, of course, my number one would be the Grease Worker, but my close second favorite would probably be the Runner's Cap, just because I really like the clothing, and I had an unusual one of it for a little bit of time, but then ditched it for my rough patch Tesla. Where's your most used hat on TC2? In terms of strange hats, it's my Cozier Cap, which I recently hit 7,000 points on. So, you know, I'm hoping to get to fit in zone by the end of the year. We'll see how that goes, though. Would you consider newer players, or TF2 players, to play or at least try TC2? First off, if you only have played TC2 and never played TF2, I really, really, really recommend you do give TF2 a shot. You could be like me and play both of them. I do that. For TF2 players who have never played TC2, yeah, I do recommend TF2 players do at least try it. It's a pretty funny game to see a copy of. How do I get better with Arsonist, specifically with the Flog? I always see myself dying when taunting. I felt pretty similar starting the Arsonist video because I was barely good at Arsonist when I started and got progressively better as I worked on the video. But main tips for Flog would just, it works significantly better if you have a medic. On its own, it's pretty meh, honestly. That's why I didn't see too many clips of it, really. What is your favorite loadout for Trooper, not counting Trollper? Usually, I'm running Direct Hit, Gunboats, and Market Gardener, but if that still counts as Trollper to you, I usually will go Stock, Buff Banner, and Disciplinary Action as well. They're both pretty reliable loadouts, and I'm pretty good with both. What other games do you play aside from TC2? A huge ton. I think mainly you're not talking about Roblox games. In case you are, I'll let some fly past, but some other games that aren't even Roblox. Minecraft, of course. I'm a Minecraft guy. They have been for years. Playing a lot of Blade and Sorcery lately, which is, if you don't know, like a VR kind of fighting game. You know, fun stuff. Play a lot of Slime Rancher, especially the second one that just came out. Dabbled in a little bit of Terraria, stuff like that. Play a lot of sandbox games, City Skylines, stuff like that. I play a lot of sandbox games. I have a lot of them. What are your opinion on chairs? I happen to use one every single day of my life. What is your main class? Now, if you asked me like half a year ago or something, I would say Flanker, but nowadays, I think it's probably Annihilator, just by how much I purely play it. Or it would be Trooper. I play both of them extremely often and have a lot of hours on them. Thoughts on the old Handyman? I have not seen the old Handyman in a very, very long time. But I remember using it a few times when it was, you know, first kind of out. It was really nice for helping out mechanics a bunch of the time, but honestly, I think it's better just as a reskin and then the actual weapon it was itself, because it was a little powerful at times. Do you think TC2 deserves more of a player base and not 700 or lower on a daily basis? I mean, I guess so. I'd always like to have more players active on the game because then I can easily more swap servers and stuff like that. But deserve, meh. The game doesn't get as many updates as I wish it did. But I guess I'm not one to complain too much. What are your current updated TC2 loadouts? Since this would take a little bit to read out, this is all of my current loadouts in my A slot. What weapon would you nerf and what weapon would you buff? One weapon I would nerf would maybe actually be the Personal Death Ray. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of the Personal Death Ray, but honestly, being able to shred a brute at close range in like 3 seconds doesn't seem too fair to me, honestly. It's extremely easy to use, at least for me, and does a ton of damage, so I think a rework would be a little better. A weapon I would buff would probably be like any of Mechanic's wrenches. besides like the Eureka effect, because the Eureka effect is already extremely strong and better than stock wrench in almost every situation. So seeing more reasons to use others would be nice, because right now all I really use is Eureka effect and Gunslinger, and I never switch off. Is your name based off of GM Construct? No, it's not, but I get this a lot. My name is simply a more shortened down version of my very, very old Roblox username that I used to have. Now, I'm not gonna tell the story of that original username. Hey, whatever you think my username is based off of, that's what it's based off of. What do you think about Arsenal? Personally, I don't play Arsenal anymore. I used to a few years ago, like before I started playing TC2. I'm like a few levels above level 100, but the way they're taking the game now, I just lost interest in it completely. How do you feel about the current state of TC2? Personally, it's... all I can describe is really just disappointing, I suppose. The lack of updates is definitely something that contributes to that, but I don't know, maybe it's they don't have enough developers on the team, or they're just entirely lazy, which it's probably number 2. I think it could be better with, you know, more content and updates that aren't just quality of life and are considered a Halloween update. What's the most annoying class to play against? Definitely Marksman by a long shot. No pun intended. Something about having my entire HP bar removed from across the map, no matter what class I'm playing, isn't very fun. I'm gonna throw my fist through my monitor.
Why? Is it because of the marksman?
Maybe.
Why?
I don't like instant kill mechanics in games, mainly playing against them, but I just don't think they belong in any video game, especially TC2. What do you think is the most underrated weapon for each class? Okay, again, since this will just take way too long, here's every weapon for each class that I think is underrated. How to video game? I think it's the arrow keys. I can't move. When did you start playing TC2? I'm pretty sure I answered this last time we did a Q&A, but around 2018, 2017, I would have to say. What is your opinion on the Arsonist/Pyro? Perhaps you have different opinions in TF2 than TC2. In TC2, prior to my Arsonist video, I hated Arsonist, never played it, just never touched it at all. During the recording of the Arsonist video, I started to like Arsonist a lot more, and it's a lot better. Well, I'm a lot better at it, more say. Pyro in TF2 is meh for me. I don't really play Pyro in TF2 at all. I don't really find Pyro in TF2 fun, but maybe it's because I just need to play more of it, like Arsonist. How many kills do you have in your Market Gardener? My Phitanium one has almost 1,000 kills on it. The old one I used to use has like around 1,000, so like 2,500, I would say. Have you ever considered making other sorts of TC2 content aside from clip montages? Yeah, of course I have. I have tons of documents written of just random scripts for videos, but most of them I haven't started on. The ones I have, I usually drop because of losing interest in the project. I still do want to do stuff besides clip montages, but I just need something that's really gonna click for me. How is your day going? It's going great, thank you. If you could remove one class in TC2, what class will you remove? Now, I know I mentioned I hate playing against Marksman, but I wouldn't remove Marksman. I would remove Agent. Just because Agent's bad. It is. Every class, or different classes, can do Agent's jobs better. Like, Marksman is just better Agent, and for buildings, Annihilator and Trooper are literally existing. Should TC2 have mobile? Why or why not? No, it shouldn't. Mainly just because of balance. Not to even mention how hard that would be to make, because you can't do nearly as much as you can on a computer compared to playing on your phone. Like, console is already really easy to play against. Like, if you play against a console player on TC2, they usually get destroyed. Well, that's all the questions. I'm gonna send you off to the outro now. Bye. Hello! Hope you enjoyed the little Q&A. Sorry if the ending was abrupt, I had no way to cut it off. But anyway, this is just where I'm going to talk for like a minute. So if you don't care, I don't know, leave. Feel free to. But for the few of you who do care about me talking, thank you. Voice crack. But thank you for 2,000. I think it was just a few months ago that we hit 1,000, and it's pretty crazy that we're already double that and even growing past. It's a lot to keep up with, mainly with videos, but again, this is always just going to be a hobby for me. It can't be a job for me. I don't make nearly enough money for it to be a job, but even then, I feel like it stops being fun when I turn it into a job. But right now, I'm still having fun with it, so the plan is for after this video, mainly just brainstorming, because I've only planned out this far to a 2K Q&A, and since the Halloween update sucked, that kind of ruined one of my videos that I was planning to make, but whatever. I know a lot of you know I'm getting back into streaming, and you'll probably see more of that pretty soon. I just need things to stream, or more ideas to stream on TC2. One thing I was consider doing, this may or may not happen, don't count on it, is redoing some of my older videos. Not like all of them, but like a few select ones that I really hate and I'm not happy with. Like, my doctor video is probably my worst video I've ever uploaded. So I think I want to change it and probably take down the old doctor video and re-upload a newer one in my new refined style instead of just some rushed video I made in like 3 days. Well, that's it for now. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you for 2,000. Have a great day. Do you? I'll have to come back to you on that, Dance.